Hi, my name is Amanda with Almighty Emu Crafts, and this is the how to do the fan and V stitch. So you're going to start out chaining a multiple of 8 plus 1. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to do 16 plus 1 just so we can keep it short. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then plus 1 more. Then we're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. We're going to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in this chain here, the fourth one from the hook, we're going to double crochet. Now, the pattern calls for double crocheting 9 times into this stitch. I actually prefer to do it only with 7. I think it looks a little bit flatter and a little bit neater, and it doesn't eat as much yarn that way. So I'm actually just going to do it with 7. Sorry, I was a bit out of focus there. I just wanted to make sure I got back into focus. All right, so that's 4. 5, 6, and 7. So you'll have a nice little shell. We're going to skip 3 more chains. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and we're going to just single crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. And then we're going to skip 3 more chains, 1, 2, 3, and in this 4th one from the hook, I can't count, 1, 2, 3, and there's the 4th. Then we're just going to do 7 more double crochets into the same chain. It's 2, 3, out of focus again here. 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, so now you'll have 2 of these shells. We're going to skip right back to that starting chain here, which will be skipping 3 chains. And we're just going to single crochet in our last stitch in the chain. So that's how it will look. Obviously, you're probably going to be using this for something a little bit longer, but that's going to be the base starting part of your project. Is just a bunch of little shells with single crochets and spaced out in between them. Now what we're going to do here is this is where we create our V row. So I'm going to chain 4 to turn. This is going to count as a double crochet and a chain. Now I'm going to double crochet into that single crochet that we left off on. And that's going to make us this nice loop here. Then I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to double crochet into that single crochet that we had in between our shells here. So it's a double crochet, single chain, and then I'm going to double crochet into that same single crochet in between our shells. That's going to give us another V with a nice little loop here. We're going to chain 5 more, split my yarn, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm going to do the same thing in this last single crochet here. I'm going to double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and that's going to finish out our row. So we've got a V, chain 5, another V, chain 5, and another V. From here, I'm going to chain 3. That's going to count as 1 double crochet. And I'm going to double crochet into the V. So in between these 2 double crochets and going around that chain, I'm going to double crochet 3 more times. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So I've got half of a shell because I'm on the edge. That's how I'm going to keep this straight. Now we're going to kind of pretend that this does not exist. We're actually going to be crocheting into our shell for the next part. And I'm going to crochet into the center stitch. So I've got a total of 7 stitches here. I'm going to single crochet into the center one, which will be the 4th one. I'm going to go around this, like I said, it doesn't exist. It's just going to keep it in place. And I'm just going to single crochet once. You see how that kind of brings this shell down. Now I'm going to yarn over so I can double crochet again through this V. Now this one's in the center, so I'm going to do all 7. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright, so now you can kind of see how this is starting to form those boxes that you're familiar with. Now again, we're just going to find the center stitch here on this shell, and we're going to single crochet into it, which is also around that chain. And then in the last one, we're just going to do another half of a shell, so we're just going to double crochet 4 times into that last loop over here. Three and 4. All right, so now we've got a row with halves of the shells on the ends and a full shell in between. We've gone around those loops that we've created with double crochets, which is starting to give us that box pattern here. So on this one, I'm just going to chain 1. I'm going to turn my work, and right in this top double crochet, I'm going to do a single crochet. Then, since we've only got half a shell, I'm only going to do half of my chaining to get over to that spot where I should put the next V. So I'm actually just going to do 3 chains. I'm going to go down into the single crochet and double crochet once. We're going to chain 1 and then double crochet again into that single crochet. So we've just created another loop here, another V. We're going to chain 5. And then we're going to double crochet into our single crochet at the bottom here. Chain 1, double crochet into that single crochet one last time. We've got another V formed here now. And then again, we're only doing half a shell, so we're just going to chain 3 times instead of 5 to finish out that row. Now here we've got a starting chain. We're going to go into the top of the starting chain to make our single crochet. Now this essentially is where we've begun. That's like our starting chain up on the top now, because now we can do our shells from here. All right, so we would start out chaining 1 and turning. We're going to do a single crochet into that top single crochet we've already done. We're going to yarn over and double crochet 7 times into our V. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we'll go to the center of our shell here, go around this chain, single crochet, and again that brings the side of our shell down. Here you can see we are starting to complete the boxes. We're going to double crochet 7 times into that next V. Go 6 and 7. And then we're just going to do a single crochet in the last single crochet of our row. And there you've got the basics for creating the fan and V-stitch. As long as you remember to do your little half shells, you should have fairly straight edges once you're completed. And you can obviously make this a much longer pattern. Just keep repeating. Again, start with your multiples of 8 plus 1, and that will allow you to make as long or as short a project as you'd like. You can even alter this to create a triangular pattern or however you'd like to use it. It's got a lot of texture. It doesn't really look that great when you use heavily variegated yarns, but things like this ombre yarn that I'm using or something with long stripes in it does end up looking really pretty. So I hope you have learned a lot today with how to make this fan and V stitch. Check back next week and I'll have another tutorial for you. Have a good day.